day my baby daddy come here with one fucking meal for my child. But I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids McDonald's though? Like that bogus as hell. Like you're not finna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there he go, and I bet you he only got one thing in there. I bet you he don't even. I'm finna expose out of him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just one burger? One burger, one fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kids?
I'm gonna say it like this, and this ain't gonna be too flattering to you, but you cannot hold that man accountable for not feeding your kids, okay? If you got 4 kids, you getting some sort of government assistance. And I know you're getting child support from somebody. And I know you get welfare, DBT cards. Everybody got one of those, especially if you got 4 kids. So if you done went and had 3 other babies by somebody, and you got the nerve to be needing somebody to bring food for the kids, it's not that man's responsibility to feed your kids, ma'am. That's not his responsibility. Now, I've been through that shit before. I got a son by a woman that had other kids. You know what I'm saying? And I used to have to go to motherfucking Toys R Us for Christmas. I was stationed in Hawaii. I used to go to Toys R Us for Christmas. And I would buy out Toys R Us in Hawaii. I would buy that shit all the way out because my son wanted a Christmas and I wanted him to have everything. I was a Navy dude. He had all that shit for Christmas. And so I would get to the cash register, take the receipt, and then send it to the Jacksonville, Florida Toys R Us and say, I want you to duplicate this receipt from that store over there. So basically, I bought the stuff here, paid for it. They shipped this receipt to the Florida Toys R Us, and they go and pull all those things off the shelf, put them to the side for somebody to come pick up. And you could not return anything. That's what I did for my son for Christmas, because every birthday my son would have, she would always call me and say, I ain't got no money for birthdays. I ain't got no money for school clothes. I ain't got no money for Christmas. I ain't got no money for anything. She would tell me that in regards to my son having shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, I know I pay you $9,000 a year for child support. $9,000 a year for child support. I pay you $9,000 a year for child support. That's $750 a month, okay? That's how much I was paying for child support. I'm like, yo, you ain't even gonna buy this nigga no clothes? I ain't got it. And I used to buy my son for his birthday. I would rent out a hotel room, suite, and his basketball team come in there, they eat pizza, play video games, swim in the pool all weekend. And that's how I would do his birthday. He'd come back Sunday night, get ready for school Monday. Well, his birthday at the end of May, so he'd be out of school or about to be out of school. But it is not your other man's responsibility to feed all your kids. And it's niggas out there that'll do that. There's a lot of good brothers out there that could do that. But ladies, if a nigga had their kids, you might come out there and do that. But if you fuck over a dude in the relationship, go have kids by other niggas, that has an effect on that man. And his reaction is, I can't get caught up in what other niggas are doing for their kids. I can't expect another nigga to bring my kid no shoes, no food, or nothing. But if my son called me and say he hungry, where you at, nigga? I'm coming to get you. Or bring you something to eat, depending on what you're doing. I do that for my kid. But lady, if I was your man and you had 4 kids, then if I want to be your man, I realize I got to feed all 4 of them kids. But if I ain't fucking with you, I'm already paying you child support. And I got to feed I'm not doing that. I'm not playing that game with you, and you can't make me feel guilty for that because, see, it was your decision to kick me out and take the welfare and take the food stamps and take the child support. It was your idea to do that. I didn't want you to do that, so since you did that, you made our relationship strictly business. Strictly business. So you kick me out and say you want to be by yourself and keep my kid and put me on child support. So fuck it then. That's how you feel about me? I gave you my seed out of love, woman. I was in love with you. That's the only reason why I took that condom off and shot the club up. And you said, fuck your love. Fuck how you feel about me and getting me pregnant and wanting to be a family. Fuck your family idea, nigga. I need that check. So fuck you. My ex-wife, dude, she put me on child support before we even got divorced. That just changed it all for me. I'm like, damn. I thought we was in love, bitch. But she was in business. I was in love. And every man that gives his baby to a woman is in love. And for you dudes that get a piece of good pussy and decide to shoot up the club just because the girl fine, you an idiot for that. Because then shit like this happened. This woman has had 3 other babies by obviously not that nigga. He just so, and it's like, if you didn't went and became this chick, I can't even fuck with you no more. You done had 2 other niggas kids. So to not have no problems with you, I'm just gonna make sure my son's straight. No, I didn't want 4 kids. I wanted the one I had with you. So that's the one I'm gonna take care of. I don't owe you that, and you can't make me feel guilty for that. And fellas, don't feel guilty for that shit. That's bullshit. It's bullshit. Now, that don't mean you can't do it. If you got it in you to do it, if you got the bag to do it. But most cases, these niggas is paying child support. She tripping about visitation. You see how she talking crazy to the dude? It's all this shit going on. All this shit going on. And she gonna try to judge this man. No, why you ain't got no food for my kids? If you can't feed them, why you got them? If you can't feed them, why you got them? If you need child support, why you got them? If you need my money to take care of my kid, why I can't just keep my kid and take care of my motherfucking self? Don't be afraid to ask that question, fellas. Because you got women out here that don't want a husband, they want a baby daddy. You want a wife and a mother for your children. They want a check from a nigga who they had kids by in a lot of situations. And so don't be shamed into taking care of another nigga kids. Cause this motherfucker then went off and said, fuck your dream of a family. I'm finna fuck with this nigga. And I don't mean to sound harsh, but she way out of pocket for trying to clown this man for not feeding her other kids. And this is all about you. If I'm 46 years old, so, I got a little bit more sense about it. And I done been through it. I got hella stripes for this shit. So I have a stronger opinion of it. Now, as a man, you thinking, is this the manly thing to do? Should I take care of the other children? When I buy my son a pair of J's, should I come over there with a pair of J's for my son? And all 3 of her other kids, just so they don't all feel left out? Never mind what their dad's doing. My grandmother told me something a long time ago. The most gangster shit I ever heard. She was like, you bring your friends over here every time you come over here. Yeah, I always got a friend over here because I be bored. All right, well, whenever, I give out money, I got to give out money to them. I can't just give you money without giving them money. So the money that you could be getting from me, I got to split in half and give to your friend. Because my budget might not be big enough to give both of y'all $5. I might give you $5 to split because I don't want your friend to feel left out. Point I'm making is, she was saying like, yo, you should be involved with what you should be involved with. Stop bringing everybody around. Everybody don't deserve what you get, and you splitting your blessing by having so many people in your presence. So, that was a lesson I learned from that. But then it all goes back into the same thing. I mean, I ain't trying to be mean about not taking care of the kids, because the kids are innocent here. But the kids are always going to be innocent. The kids going to always be innocent. The kids don't know that the fucking mother on some bullshit. The kids don't know that the mother's on some bullshit. They ain't going to know that until the daddy said, let me tell you about your mama, dog. Or show him some receipts. Most men won't do that. But a woman can sit up here and tell you you ain't shit the whole time that child's life just to keep the child there with him, with her, and not like you. And then when you get 18 and start telling that motherfucker how your mama really is, how this mama really is, then he gonna look at his mama like, all this time you had me hating this nigga. Kanye West said that shit, man. I hate my mama for having me, mama wrong for having me hate my dad all this time. I've seen several instances when kids turn 18 and it's, bitch, you told me this motherfucker was that type of nigga, but he over here being a whole different type of nigga. You know, and you know, it ain't gonna be flattering, but that's just because y'all not being taught that. The only thing you being taught is how to fuck niggas over. You ain't being taught the other side of that. When that kid turn 18 and realize for himself, damn, that's how you get out. And they got a whole lifetime of rebuilding with their father that they have to do. Now, this ain't an attack on nobody. This is just a fact, bro. This is an OG giving you some game, fellas. This ain't even about women. Because as a man, it's your job to handle women. Because see, the coalition is out here. That's right. The coalition is out here. The coalition is that group of bitches that is encouraging women to go down the welfare route. Fuck that nigga. I know he love you, but he ain't making no money. But he loves you enough to give you a baby. The coalition gonna talk you out of that relationship now. If the nigga ain't there and he ain't fucking with you and he ain't doing nothing for you, for your kid or none of that shit, then you got to do what you got to do. But if a man is honestly trying to be with you, you owe it to that man to fuck with him. All right, I'm going to fuck with you. Or don't have a kid. I tell my son, and he's 24, son, you can't have no kid until you got $100,000 in the bank, 2 cars, 2 houses, and 2 businesses. And the chick got to have at least half of that. Other than that, you just bringing another broke, you a broke motherfucker, she a broke motherfucker, and y'all bringing another broke person in there. And what you think she gonna do? She gonna quit and put it all on you. She gonna quit and put it all on you. Hey, man, I'm just finna go get this apartment over here in the PJs with my homegirls, and you can't come, no, or they won't let me get it. And they finna give me this EBT card, so I gotta say you don't live with me and that you just give me money. But if I tell them you don't give me no money, then child support just gonna find out where you work and deduct it out your check. Because somebody gotta pay for this shit. They don't give a fuck because it's more women. It is becoming more, the way the game is being played with the laws on child support changing and the laws on abortion changing. See, before they were making it to where you gotta pay child support at week 13 because that's when you can no longer have an abortion. But now they did it to ban abortion, then shit, you gotta start paying child support the minute she come up late. You on the hook because it ain't no abortion. You on the hook for child support the minute she can't get it, you know, she find out she pregnant. So they pushing it there. Then to get a vasectomy, fellas, not saying that that's something I would encourage anyone to do, you know what I'm saying? But at the understanding, I understand why would people do it, why people would do it. But to get a vasectomy, you gotta get 2 signed letters from 2 different physicians in the game to justify you going to get your circuits cut off. So it's really becoming more, they're trying to make it seem more attractive to be a baby mama than a wife. So fellas are the ones that's gonna hate off this shit. Cause see, they got a whole world set up for a woman without a dude. But the minute you get pregnant, you a criminal. The minute you get pregnant with a woman, you are a criminal as a man. Unless that's your wife. You see what I'm saying? Because she could say you got to pay child support from the minute she find out she's pregnant. And if you miss that first payment, you are a criminal. Because you got back child support. That kind of make you a criminal. You get stopped by the police, you got back child support. They can give you, you know, they can fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I personally say, have all your ducks in a row, have your money right. Because see, focusing on getting your money, thinking that this is what you got to do to have a kid. You want to be able to have a kid and sit down for them first 2 or 3 years while that kid develops, while that kid grows, instead of just having a baby 6 weeks later, putting them in the damn daycare. Because you got to work, she got to work. Now the daycare raising your kids, doing all kind of shit to them. So to be a parent, I would say, shit, have your life. If I was to give advice to myself or my younger self or my son, I would say, shit, don't have no kids until you got your money together. You don't need no kids till you're 35, 40 anyway. You got a lot of living to do before you drop a seed off like that. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to have a baby and leaving a baby everywhere because you still feel like you need to party. So these are decisions that you have to understand early in the game. Apparently, this lady may have had all her kids in her 20s, and she wasn't thinking. So now she got kids by several different niggas, and now she mad because one of them got enough sense to know he's only responsible for one. He probably hurt because you left him stinking. So I personally am not mad at the brother for saying, I brought my son what he told me. I text him on his phone that I got him. How you gonna get your son on one phone? No. I text him and asked him what he wanted. And that's my responsibility. I'm assuming that you hit up all these other daddies and they getting texts from their sons and they coming in bringing their sons food. So to make sure that my son ain't the one left out, I'm bringing him food. That's what I think. That's what I think a responsible woman would do. That's what you do, ladies. If you got kids, 4 niggas, make sure that your motherfucking ass call each nigga for each kid. That is the only responsibility that needs to happen. It is not my job to give a flying fuck about what you're going through with your other baby daddies, because that's not, you ain't my woman. You left me to go be with that nigga. You left me to go have a baby with that nigga. That's a choice you made. So that, if that's the case, I ain't gonna trip. I'm just gonna make sure mine good. I'm buying mine school clothes. I'm buying mine school shoes. I'm taking mine to practice. I'm giving mine game. I'm texting mine. I'm paying my son's phone bill. I'm not fucking with you like that. You're not finna play me like this. There's a nigga out there to do it. They call them stepdaddies. I was a stepdaddy, nigga. I was a stepdaddy at 19. I know. Stepdaddy give a fuck about a nigga. I care so much about you, lady. I'ma take care of your kids by that nigga over there. I know he don't do shit, but I'ma do shit for you. That's what stepdaddies do. I did it at 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I did it. And it was not a pleasant sight. I got played, and I'ma be back. I got hella stories, my nigga. Hella stories. But this is the first one about, I saw this online. She a damn fool and she retarded. I'm about to put you on blast. No, you putting yourself on blast. You didn't get your pussy away to too many niggas, and now you looking for somebody to take care of your other kids. It happens. Remember, you was fuck niggas. Fuck nigga free. I don't need no nigga. Fuck you, nigga. I don't need you. You can get the fuck out my shit. The government gave me this shit. You can get the fuck on. I don't need no nigga. I don't need shit from none of these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you, nigga. Word. That's how you feel? No problem. Because your kids can't leave you. Your woman can do what the fuck she want to do. But your kids can't leave you. Your woman can go have babies by other niggas, but your kids can't leave you. So that's the relationship you need to work on. Fuck how she feel if she disrespectful. Fuck how she feel if she ain't trying to cooperate. You know what I'm saying? She disrespecting that man because he ain't bring food for the whole house. That's not my job, lady. How I know you ain't? I know you got money. I just paid you child support. Technically, I shouldn't be bringing this nigga McDonald's. You should be making him lunches. You chose the welfare, right? Welfare supposed to keep you in the grocery store, not McDonald's. You get my child support check and you get that welfare check. You get that EBT card or whatever they're giving out. Why I gotta come over there and feed my son McDonald's if I'm paying you child support and then you getting all this shit from the government? Why I gotta do that? And this is where the game is at, and this is where it should be. This is what we're dealing with out here. So, fellas, don't feel bad about it. You know what I'm saying? If you got money, you can do that shit. It ain't even about having money, it's the principle. If you want to do that, you don't have to do that. And she out of pocket for trying to put that man on blast, and I think this is a great topic for today's discussion. I think it's a great topic. And that goes down and everything, because this is going to be school time. I literally used to have to hear this woman say, I done paid her $750 every month, was giving this lady that money for child support. And she would tell me she ain't buying no Christmas. She would tell me she ain't paying for no sports. She would tell me she ain't paying for no shoes. I ain't paying for no nothing. No birthdays. I'm like, this your son. Technically, I'm giving you my check, my part of it. And let me tell you a quick story before I shut this shit down. My son was like, he was like 7, 8. And we was riding home. I had to stop at the child support office because somehow it was a discrepancy on my child support payments, saying that I was $10,000 in the hole. My son was 7. I'm like, bitch, we ain't even racked up $10,000 worth of child support on this nigga. I only been on this shit for a couple years, but It don't matter. I was in the Navy, so this person had a list of every payment made and when they were made. And my LES shows that it's being deducted automatically. So I was able to provide the documentation to show that this was an error on my record. But they had my license suspended saying I was $10,000 behind the child support. But I was on the ship going out to sea so much that I wasn't able to, when you on the ship, you out to sea, all kind of stuff's happening around you that you don't know anything about. So I get back and I go to, once I go fix it, it was like, oh, okay, I see, I feel you. So I had to go down there to bring that to the child support office. So normally, this is how I went. I'm paying this woman $750 a month for child support, but I would get up in the morning, wake my son up, because he stayed in my house, get him up, 5 o'clock, get him dressed with me in his school clothes, and I would drive from the west side of Jacksonville, Florida, over there by Ed White High School, all the way over to fucking Kernan and Atlantic to drop my son off because he went to Landmark. And she, that's where she stayed. So I would drop him off at her house around 6:30, you know what I'm saying? And I head on into the base. Then after school, he goes over to the PAL Center where they do their homework and they practice basketball or whatever to the parents, like an after school situation they got. I would go pick him up from there when I got off work about 4, 5 o'clock. Then I coached the basketball team of the PAL. Then I would take him home with me. He'd go upstairs in his room with his own bed, clothes, TV, video game, computer, all that shit was upstairs. He had his own life at my house. Then I would let him, he'd go to bed, get up in the morning, and would receive, he was only at his mama's house.
I'm a barber, that's right. You see my logo on the front. And I just had to say that because these new barbers be out here violating with these haircuts. They just start them off and then start spray painting shit on your head, don't ask you nothing. Yeah, and I'm just gonna tell you right now, I can tell you right now, I'm doing air jumps in the back over there for $59.95. I see a few of y'all need to come see me today, so I got my shit on me tonight, goddammit. Hell yeah, and I can tell by these hats and bandanas in this motherfucker, some of y'all between paint jobs yourselves. So come on back here and fuck with your boy.
Bitch, I was ain't about myself a couple drinks and shit without worrying about this nigga trying to take a motherfucking eviction out on me and shit. Shit. Then, listen, y'all. True story. Bad week.
You in the game
This
like a
nigga
referee
come and tell
now?
my motherfucker.
Got her right.
Listen.
At the club,
This
bought
nigga
my
come and
shit,
tell my
gave it
motherfucking
to her.
ass out.
So that was really all he was doing at his mom's house. Was just, going over there in the morning, get some snacks, eat some cereal, head on in, school on the school bus. Then at the school, I come get him from, whatever. Then on weekends, he might fuck with her or stay with me. It all depends. If we had games in the AAU, then we doing that. But regardless, that was basically how it went. And I'm paying her for that. If I go out, I wasn't going out to sea, but that's how it was. So anyway, we go to child support office on the way home one day, and I got to stop in. He said, "What's this?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, this is child support." "What's child support?" I explained to him, child support is when a mother and a father have a child, and one of them's not able, they're not together anymore for whatever reason. One of them's moved on, and he don't talk to the mother, and he don't talk to the kid. He's not being a parent to that son. So the mother then has the responsibility of filing for child support, and they'll find wherever this motherfucker is and go in his pockets and take out money to take care of that lady. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically for dudes that don't know their kids and don't fuck with their kids, but we need something for you to help take care of these kids. And he was like, okay. I said, I pay child support. He said, why you pay child support? My mama pay you child support because I stay with you. He's like, nah. I pay your mama child support because I was on the ship, out to sea a lot. That's kind of how that works. That makes her the automatic custodial parent type shit. Oh, okay. So how much you pay my mama child support? Good question, son. I pay your mama $750 a month. He looked at me and said, you pay my mama $750 a month for me? Every month, son. So I see him back there pondering that shit. $750 every month? Every month. You 7. I've been doing this shit since you was fucking 2. Dang. Yeah, all right. Well, all right. Fast forward. Later on, I get a phone call from his mama. She like, what you telling him about child support? Oh, shit. We had to go to the child support building. And he would ask me what the fuck it was. So we had a conversation about child support. So I just told him, like, yo, this is child support, man. And she was like, well, he talking about if my daddy give you $750 a month, then why I ain't got this and why I ain't got that, like video games. I was like, she was like, that's my money. I'm like, yeah, lady. And then I'm like, that conversation went from there. All I said was, you gonna have a light bill, a cable bill, a rent, a car note, a gas bill, and all that shit, whether you had this child or not. That is not my responsibility to pay. So he was well within his rights to ask that question. I think it was a very educated question. Well, that's my business. It ain't his business. I'm like, it is his business. And I respect it. He was only 7, but she had a conversation. I was like, what you mean? So it makes sense. It is what it is. He had the right frame of mind to head that shit off. So, this ain't really this how that went. And so whenever I see a situation, a child support situation, or a situation where a dude getting handled like that, it's gonna always hit me a certain way, because that's fuck shit, lady. You the one wouldn't have babies with all them dirty ass niggas. Pardon me, niggas. Didn't mean to call you dirty ass niggas. I don't know you. Y'all might be scholars. This bitch might be the problem. But the point is, she could be playing that same role on everybody. This ain't here to make you hate your motherfucking, baby mama. This is here for you to establish some fucking order and responsibility. Hey, lady, let me make you understand something. You chose not to be with me, all right? You chose to have 3 other kids. I only chose to have 1, and I'm only responsible for 1. If you got a problem with that, we can go to court and you can give me custody, but you ain't finna play that game with me. You ain't finna handle me like that. Who you think you talking to? You know what I'm saying? I know you get government assistance, and you know I pay you child support. Nah, stop playing with me. You can't guilt me into no bullshit like that. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. So, lady, let's get that together. Lady, let's be classy. Now, take the man off child support. Because you can't make but $17,000 a year if you own the shit. So you really hindering your personal potential by putting this nigga in the mix. Because the government courting your lady as soon as you get pregnant. The government on her ass like, shit, what's up? I see that nigga over there with his little bullshit job trying to get that shit off. Shit, I got an idea. How about we just fuck with us? Yeah. I can put you over there in them apartments over there with your homegirls and shit. Get your little EBT card. Breakfast, it's free. Breakfast supposed to be free. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, you got to get rid of that nigga, though. You got to get rid of that nigga and that job of yours. You got to get rid of that shit, too. Yeah, you got to get rid of all that shit. But I got you, though. Fuck with me. And you got that on your mind the whole time. And then all the coalition, yes, right, the coalition is them single women that's trying to keep women single. The coalition gonna tell you, girl, that's your money, girl. You better get your money, girl. You better get your money, girl. You gonna let the man let that money sit like that? Because in the Willie Lynch letter, they said it, man. If we do this right, the black women gonna be our biggest agents in destroying the black man. The black woman gonna be the biggest agents. We get them to kick the niggas out for welfare. We get them to do that. The niggas gonna hate them. And we can lock their ass up if they off. And she can say anything. We can lock, and they do that. There's women out there that use that and dog niggas like that. Then y'all raise niggas that move in with women that they can just kick out every week. Like, ain't no, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother topic. But fellas, don't get guilted into that shit, man. I know I talked a little longer than I wanted to, but shit, this is a serious subject, and this is just game for you young fellas. This is game for young fellas. I don't talk to old niggas. We already fucked over. Hopefully, the old niggas out here, they've been fucked over enough to learn some shit. And if you have been, get to these young bulls. Talk to these young boys, man, because this shit is getting out of pocket, man. This shit is getting all the way out of pocket with these niggas and these women not having the right leadership. Ask your girl if she got a mentor. And if so, is this a credible source of mentorship to give you the best results of guidance? We all need a mentor, ladies. Every lady needs a mentor. Now, I'm not talking about the coalition. The coalition should not be your mentor. The group of women trying to get you to fuck niggas over, that should not be your mentor. All right? Your mentor should be somebody with some sort of family value. Because again, if you ain't got your money together, what the fuck you having babies for? You having babies to put a nigga on child support? You having babies to put a nigga on child support? That's all you having a baby for? You have no goals. That child's gonna suffer. That child's gonna suffer because you just having a baby to put a nigga on child support because you like what that nigga got and want a piece of what that nigga got. And them the ones that raise niggas that think, well, let me just find a fine bitch and bust a nut in her so I can get my baby mama and have my hands on my baby mama. All this toxic bullshit comes from the lack of family stability. And when you take the government assistance, you eliminate family stability. Because now the man and the woman aren't together and the government has taken the man's place. And all we doing is letting you set this young man up to come stay in jail with us. The black man is under attack and they using the black woman as the biggest agent. That man stopped whatever the fuck he was doing despite paying child support, came over there to that damn location to bring his son something to eat like a dad is supposed to. Because some dads will say, you hungry? I'm coming to get you. Get dressed. I'm coming to get you. I'm going to take you to eat. We're going to go have a good day. And then I'll drop you off back at home. Some dads do that. You just going to take your son to dinner at a restaurant and bring him back full. And my kids over here hungry. The bitch, them your kids. You chose to let do it like that. That ain't my fault. That is not my fault, princess. Come on, get your life. You don't do that, man. Having babies without if you're a woman, you got to have a plan before you have a kid. You got to have a plan. Now, it's a lot of women doing it the right way, but it's a lot more doing it fucked up. So we got to get a grip on that, ladies. You cannot be coming at that man like that. He stopped what he was doing to come feed his child. That's his responsibility. You ain't no more because you chose other niggas. Them kids ain't his. What nigga would do that? Now, if a nigga trying to be your boyfriend and he trying to get up in that sweet nectar, all I got to do is buy these kids a pizza. I'm stopping at Little Caesars, get me a hot and ready and bring it over here for all y'all, $7. But you can't get mad at him if he don't. He ain't mad at you for leaving him and having kids by other niggas. So get that together, ladies. Shit.
I cut hair because it is a great way to fly. I put my headphones on, and, I put on my favorite music, and I'm tuned into what I'm doing, which just so happens to be your hair. I'm really good at it because I'm able to focus and just express myself. I'm not cutting hair to accomplish something for you. I'm actually using what you need done to accomplish something for me. So I'm really living in that moment. When I'm working, it's like I'm in the happiest place that a man could be in. That's where I'm at with it. That's how I feel, and I'm not ashamed of it. And I've been cutting hair since I was 11 years old, and it's always been the one thing that chills me out. So I love it, and I appreciate the fruits of my labor.